Hello, everybody. You read that right. We are talking about vagina video games. Like, what else do you have to watch today except for this? So I am Molly from Breathe Physical Therapy and Wellness. I'm going between two cameras. We're on Instagram and Facebook right now. And this is Kaylee.
Hello.
One of our physical therapists who's an expert in all things women health. And we wanted to show you today our biofeedback unit. So this is a super cool tool that we have so that you can connect with your pelvic floor and know what's happening. So I want everyone who's watching to give me a wow if you didn't know you can do a Kegel incorrectly. There is a right and a wrong way to do it. And if you didn't know that, give me a wow face. And if you have any problems with pelvic pain or peeing your pants with working out or jumping, laughing, sneezing, any of the things, I want you to give me a sad face. And then we can know the things that you are going through, kind of.
All the things going on.
All the things. So we are talking about, like I said, this is biofeedback. So this little machine, it looks like a Game Boy, has a cord that Kaylee has hooked up sensors to her bottom. So there's two teeny little stickers that are on each side of her anus. So they're right up in there, and it senses the activity of what is going on with the muscles of your pelvic floor. I feel like I should stop talking.
You're good. So here's where you can kind of see where they go. So here is our pelvis. Here's Shakira. So here's the front. Here's the back. Here is your vagina. Here's your butt. So where the stickers are, you put one on each side around your butt, on the external anal sphincter, and then one over here on your hip. And then we pull your pants back up so you're fully clothed while we're doing this.
And you wouldn't have to stick them on. Like the experts put them on your bottom for you, and then you get dressed, and then you get to play the game with the Game Boy.
Yes. Then we can see, instead of having to do an internal exam,
where it's fuzzy, tingly sensation, you feel nothing other than cold stickers on your bottom.
A lot of people get nervous that they're going to feel like a shock or it's going to zap their pelvic floor. That's not going to happen. You can kind of think of it like if you get an EKG and it reads your heart and they put the stickers on your chest. That reads the activity of the muscle, which is your heart. And this is the same thing, but on your butt.
It's great.
It's the heart of your butt.
So there's a lot of things that we use this for and a lot of information that we get from it. One of the biggest things is just to see what is happening with your pelvic floor, especially with the breath, and then we can coordinate that with different things. So you can have a super tight pelvic floor and not know it, right? Both of us before babies. A super tight pelvic floor, if you've been one of those people who have listened on the internet where they say, Kegel, 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 all the time, no matter what you're doing, hold your pelvic floor tight all the time. Or if you're super stressed, women, we hold stress in our shoulders, and then we also hold it in our pelvic floor. So you can just be tight and not really recognize that.
You're a butt clencher or a stomach, suck your stomach in all day.
Right. If you feel like a lot of hairdressers that stand all day, they're constantly holding their tushy really tight and just like don't even realize that they're doing it. It's a visual representation of what's happening with muscles that you can't see. So when you're moving your arm, like if I'm moving my bicep, I know that I'm contracting and relaxing this muscle because my arm's moving or it's not moving. Well, if it's a muscle in your pelvic floor, it's just, you don't see anything happen. Like nothing moves. We can't tell.
It's hard for a lot of people to feel what's going on, and especially if people are having problems, sometimes it's just like a dead zone to them where they just kind of, you can lose touch and you don't know if you're contracting or relaxing, and you think you might be doing one thing and you just don't know.
Right. Okay, so next, we kind of already touched on that. The type of people that we use this for, you're having problems such as?
So, for example, some people that we've used it on. So things like this would be the overactive people, so pelvic pain, people who are having problems because they're holding too much tension.
Pain with sex.
Yep, pain with sex. If you're clenching those muscles, if you have like knots, just like you get knots elsewhere in your body, these are muscles nonetheless. You can get them down there too. Other people for weakness. So if you're super weak in those muscles and you think you're doing a Kegel but you're not sure, we use these a lot when people are strength training their pelvic floor muscles to make sure that you're getting a full relaxation and a full contraction when you're doing your exercises, when you're practicing your breathing. If you have poor endurance and we're trying to build the endurance of your muscles, holding it while you're doing something, this you can see how long you're holding it when the muscles let go. So we've used them on kids. This is a good thing for kids because then you're not having to go internal and be as invasive. And every kid thinks it's fun to play vagina and butt video games.
Video games with your butt. Kids love it. Like constipation in toddlers, right? Toddlers especially who just can't poop and there's a pelvic floor problem, and we can show the mom where to put them on their child, and then they do it, and then again they're fully clothed, and then we can see what's happening with the pelvic floor on a video game instead of an invasive way, which is awesome.
Right. And I just had another example of a patient that I've had, a child when we were doing it who had kind of onset of pelvic pain, and when we dug more into it and did the biofeedback, we found that there was a lot of tension being held in her pelvic floor and in her stomach, and that's when her symptoms flared. So once we could practice in a fun way, she was able to calm all that down and get it coordinated again, and all her symptoms went away.
Super people are better. That's all we want. We want everyone to be better. So we're going to show you what's on this screen, okay? So I'm hoping that it shows up. So I'm going to you're going to stand there. So like I said before, we have this cord is hooked up to Kaylee's bottom, and we can see what's happening with her pelvic floor. So if you can see this bar graph, I'm going to have her contract. So Kaylee, go ahead and contract. So she's doing a Kegel right now, and you can see that the bar graph goes up. I don't know what that means.
I'm just blocking this.
Oh.
I was like, Sorry, Kegel harder?
Someone's helping us to make sure you can see this, and I didn't know the signal she was giving. Okay, so when she is really Kegling, you can see how this goes up. Now, we don't care what number that this gets up to. So this is, you could make it a competition of like, hey, when you go to the carnival and like hit the thing really hard.
I can activate my muscles.
Yeah, I'm a 12. You don't have to be like that. But we want to see, can she contract it and can she hold it and sustain it for how long?
And this shows muscle activation, not necessarily strength. So it shows, can you recruit your muscles and can you kind of de-recruit, that's a word, kind of let them relax.
And let them relax, right. So she is going to contract again, good, and now try to relax. So the biggest thing is, can she relax this all the way down like to a 1? And she's doing a great job. You're between like 2 and 3 right now. She's doing really, really, really well. So this is probably even more important, or just as important as being able to contract and keep it sustained. We want to make sure, can those muscles relax? A lot of people with overactive pelvic floors, we put this on and the bar never comes down. The bar is all the way at the top all the time.
Me resting, not thinking about it. It probably went back up.
Yeah,
I have to mindfully think to get it down.
Right. So we use this a lot with coordination with the breath. We know the breath is so huge for all things pelvic floor. You need to be able, we talk about all the time, exhale, Kegel, inhale, and relax. And so you can do a ton of different exercises while we have this hooked up, so we know what's really happening and we don't have to just trust, am I doing it? Am I not? This is a weird area. I can't see anything moving. I don't know what's happening. Right?
Right.
What I miss?
So yeah, we touched on how you can do it with exercise. Same with the breath. So right now I'm trying to get it to go up and down on the screen. I know that I have naturally overactive pelvic floor muscles. I hold a lot of tension and clenching down there. So in order to try to show you guys it low, I'm mindfully taking big breaths in. I'm trying to send that pressure down towards my pelvic floor into my belly to let it relax. And then when you exhale, it shows that it jumps in. And for a lot of people, it helps them get that mind-body connection and really just gives them that confidence doing their exercises at home, because they come in and say, I think I'm doing it right, but I'm really not sure, so let's figure it out.
Right, and this is, I think we've alluded to, this is for all kinds of people. This can be men or women. This can be women. This isn't a baby thing. It certainly is helpful before and after baby, but it doesn't have to be women who've never had a baby. You also can have pelvic floor tightness or weakness, so we can kind of tweak through all of those problems and really see what's going on. And from this, so if she was a real patient, we do lots of breath work and some strengthening in this position, but then you can coordinate that also with more movement, like a bridge or other arm movements or leg movements for some more core strengthening.
And a lot of times too, a lot of people hold tension differently in different positions. So I don't know if you can see my face. I'll sit right next to you. If you, for example, sit up, a lot of people, it's easier for them to let the tension relax because gravity kind of helps your pelvic floor to drop. I don't know if I'm connected good.
Yeah. Yep, it's going down, so you can see now the bar was once up and now it's all the way down here. And then she can do some breathing there. So go ahead and Kegel again. Whee!
But for some people too, now gravity's helping you relax, but then the opposite, it's working against you to try to contract your muscles. So
it wasn't as strong and it was jumpy.
Yeah, my endurance is worse in this position. So it's nice to be able to progress people and challenge people and make it more functional because you can do different positions.
Yeah.
And still know what's going on down there.
Right. So we have a question. Someone said they missed the beginning. Where does the feedback picker-upper thing go on the person?
Okay.
Let me show you on the model, not on myself. So there are 3 little electrodes. I probably should have brought extra ones to show.
That's okay.
They are probably like a little rectangle about this big. It's like a little gel electrode, easy to peel on and off. It doesn't hurt. Some people have had great concern that they're like, what if I have
it's not
some
a waxing
hair or
experience.
some skin? It's just going to wax and pull everything off. No, it's not going to. It feels okay. But so what you do to pick up the pelvic floor muscles. So here is kind of the bowl of the pelvic floor muscles. Can you see on the camera right there?
Yes.
So you can see on the inside, here's those muscles. Here we're doing a Kegel. Here we're relaxing. And then from the outside, so they also go around all 3 holes. So by picking up from the external anal sphincter, we can still see what's going on with the pelvic floor muscles.
So it's right outside your anus.
Right
so
around
there's
your
2
butthole.
right around your butthole on each side. We stick them on.
One on your hip.
And there's one, the grounding's on your hip, and then you can get fully dressed, and just like Kaylee is here, then you do all your exercises. So it's fun.
There's a moment of putting stickers on, and then you're fully clothed for everything. And then we have them take you take them off on your own.
Yeah. So
And
you
then
peel
we're
them
not
off
down there
your own
again.
bum.
Take them off.
So if you're watching this on replay, be sure again to give us a sad face if you have any of the problems leaking with cough, sneeze, you're working out, you're preparing for a marathon or a 5K, or pain with sex, or all the things that we've talked about, constipation, just pelvic pain, and overactivity. Give us a sad face, or and if you didn't know if there was a right and wrong way to do a Kegel, give us a wow. Be sure to post any questions that you have, and we will get back to you. And what else do you need to say?
I just think everyone should try it, and you can know what's going, especially if you're scared or nervous about doing internal work. You can still get a good picture for your pelvic floor muscles without having to get to that point until you're ready for it, if you ever are, or if you ever want to or need to.
Right. Yep. It's mind-body connection, knowing your body, getting down into problems that you might not know you're having, but this goes along with hip pain and low back pain and things as common as that. It can all stem from your pelvic floor. And if you don't know, if all of these super important muscles are either super clenched all the time or not activating, you're not going to get to the root of your problem for things like hip pain, back pain, knee pain, those kind of things. So we would love to help you guys in any way that we can. If you're local, shoot us any questions. You can call us with any questions. Otherwise, check out our website. We have lots of blogs on this kind of information. Check out the rest of our page, or call and schedule an appointment if this is something that you'd like to try.
Thank you. Thank you for watching my pelvic floor.
You know Kaylee like you never knew you wanted to know her.
You know how my pelvic floor works.
Bye. Thank you.